Well, I'm back, and I've had a week rest. I'm going to the shed, the workshop, the man's castle. My castle. Oh. The air certainly is a lot easier to breathe here than it is in Philippines. Multiple stage locks here. Safety. Hello. Yes, I didn't have much of a holiday. I didn't have much of a holiday at all. And keep my equipment back from abroad. Let's put it up here. Hello, girl, boy. I keep forgetting this is the boy. He's the Macho Man. Have you seen this yet? This is the welded head. I'm not sure if I showed you already or not. It's been 2.5 months roughly. 2.5 months. So yes, they welded this up, and they said they want me to do the porting before they do any more machining. Not sure what the reason is for that, why they want to do that first. Want me to do that first. But that can be done. Oh, that's so good. Oh yeah, can't wait. Can't wait. I mean, I can drive Angela's Mustang. That's a manual, but it doesn't feel like that. Apparently, this is his model came out with a Chinese manual. Made in China, and it feels a bit sloppy. Yes, well, the reason I didn't have much of a holiday is because there was so much work to do on the family home. I physically had to winch out the pump out of the ground, and which was stuck in there because they hadn't tied the cords and the pipes up properly, and they kinked and got stuck between the submersible pump and the bore casing. So it was a whole day of winching, pulling that out. But lucky it came out. Then I stripped the pump, repaired some of the impellers, made it work. Then replumbed the entire house. The house hadn't had water through the taps or the showers or anything like that for years, and the people that done such a bad job. I'm sorry, but it was shocking, and it didn't work. The system never worked. So I basically replumbed a 3-story house on the outside. I didn't have to do any much plumbing on the inside. I had to do tap replacements and stuff like that, because in Asia there's a lot of cheap taps. They're all made of chrome plated plastic crap. So, but I was working on that until the day before coming back to Australia. So, and then the flight was delayed on the way home, and Malaysia Airlines, very disappointed. An hour away from the airport was the hotel. So we're exhausted with a disabled son and a wheelchair in a rickety bus, an hour away from the airport to sleep overnight and go back the next day. Man, I'm praying to God, asking Him for strength and to to not fail, because on top of that, I was hoping I'd be home on the Saturday, but I wasn't. So I couldn't pick up my medication on Saturday because I'd already been without since Thursday. So I was in withdrawal. I was suffering withdrawals. In the airplane, hot, cold flushes, I was shaking. I'm trying to sleep, because when you're sleeping, you don't suffer as much. So I couldn't get any medication till the Monday, which was last Monday. And it took a while for the body to readjust, to get the levels back up. And then I just collapsed on the couch in front of the TV. My body just is not the same. But, you know, I look like a lean, mean Jeep building machine. I've had lots of compliments on my looks. In Philippines, people ask me if I'm an army man, and I guess that's because of my appearance, tall, short haircut, and even though I'm now 56, reasonably fit looking. Get out of the sun. I have a feeling the light coming through that door is really bad for us and maybe interfering. So yeah, that was my holiday. That was my holiday. Oh, I think I turned the camera around the wrong way. But anyway, that was my holiday. Work, work, work. I enjoyed. First, when we arrived, I had no transport. The Typhoon Odette had destroyed our garage, and my motorbike was in the garage, and the garage had the roof blown off. The tank was full of rust, so I filled it with gasoline and filled it full of rocks, and just spent half a day shaking the crap out of it. And that cleaned the tank pretty good, but the tap needs to be replaced. It leaks because all the rust and crap, and the tap isn't serviceable. Like the old motorbikes had a couple of Phillips screws to hold the tap part in. This had it was like studded, so it's not really serviceable. And I didn't have tools to undo this, drill out the studs and put screws in. Most of my tools have been stolen, I presume by other tradespeople, and also when Odette blew the roof off the garage. So yeah, a lot of power tools are gone, hand tools, socket sets, spanners. Funny enough, even while we were there, a couple of tradies tried to steal some of my hand tools, and yeah, quite shocking. That wouldn't have happened when I first started going there 17 years ago. No. But people are changing. The people are becoming more westernized and opportunist. So that's that. I haven't told anyone, I haven't told Applied Performance yet that I'm back. I'll probably drop in this coming week and go and say hello to them. But parts, yes, I'm getting a whiteboard so I can write down the things I will need and waiting for. There's three things that I'm waiting for. I've got the conrods, but they're still in America. Apparently the pistons are almost finished. I actually thought I'd have the rods and pistons already, but I don't. I'll have to email Nick at AirRam and see what the hold up is, because he emailed me a couple of weeks ago saying I'll have them at the end of the month, but last month. So I don't know, but you know, everything is an uproar in America. You've got the bushfire, you have the fires, yeah, you know, you have the election. Trump is cleaning the place up, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, things take a while. So those are on the way. My was it Dalton racing sleeves. I guess apparently Applied Engineer told me until they are made that you don't hear from them, and you can't really contact them to ask how they're going. Basically, you wait until they're done. But that's okay, because I have shitloads, excuse me Lord, of work left to do, and hopefully you'll tune in for that. I will try and do some live stuff, but I have problem thinking about what time, right? Because a lot of you guys are in America. Strangely enough, subscribers from Australia is picking up. I used to have quite a few in Africa, but that hasn't changed a lot. Russia, I have quite a few subscribers, but I think America and Australia is about equal now, which quite surprised me. But they're a nice vehicle. When you've got them up and running well, a nice vehicle. This will be more than just nice. But I need your guys' support, because fund-wise, I have enough to finish the engine and all that, but not the axles. I don't. So when they go, and hopefully, if I have enough support on YouTube, I can afford to upgrade those. Even if it's on the cheap, that's okay. I'll buy a wreck of an old F100 or something with 9 inches in it. Or unless you guys can recommend something better and cheaper. Some people told me about Ford Ranger, but you don't forget, in America, the vehicles are different to the here in Australia. So, yeah, I'm not sure. It'd be nice if I could get 9-inch or down to 60s. And what they come out in. Until that happens, you know, I'll just do with what I've got. But when they are, more than likely, I will blow them up. More than likely, I'll blow them up. So eventually, probably reasonably quick, I imagine, because I plan to do all-wheel drive burnouts with it. Not with these big tires on it, of course. I'll put street tires on it. That ought to be fun, and I plan to take it to the drags, just not to be competitive, but to just see what it's like. But there's so much work left to do, I doubt I'll finish it this year. Sorry guys, I doubt I'll finish it this year, unless people are going to come out of the woodwork and help me. I can't, you know, people with experience. My biggest thing is probably the wiring. That I'm out of my league a bit when it comes to the wiring. I've never done a standalone system. All I've ever done in my life is patch up existing harnesses where harnesses were damaged. I've hooked in stereos and all that, you know, but Powertech is a different kettle of fish altogether. So that is one of the things. Everything else is just waiting for parts. Like, hopefully this month all the parts will be here. Hopefully. Then joining the transfer case to the transmission is another job, but I will tackle that once the gearbox is in, so I can find out where to position or how far back. And then in the past I've actually done my own tail shafts, shortening or lengthening them. I've always rigged up a jig, make sure everything's 100% straight, and I've never had a problem. Shortening, like you separate them, you put center punches and make sure everything is dead straight and everything is square. My son is back in his Mustang. Yeah, if everything is dead square, it should be balanced, even if you shorten it. But will the factory tail shafts be strong enough? I don't know. They look decent. They look decent. So, let me turn on the lights in here. Maybe it's better. Excuse me. There we go. Forget. Yeah, that's probably better for everyone. So, I brought these back with me from Philippines for registration. You see motorbikes over there with loads of these. You want to know why? It's because they don't have number plates in stock. Never do. So people buy a motorbike brand new, like I did 7 years ago, and sometimes you have to wait years to get your number plates, and people don't want to wait years to use their motorbikes. So what they do is they get this for registration. It's illegal, but mostly the cops understand and they leave you alone. So I rode mine with this on for a couple of weeks, few weeks before going back home, and the motorbike is now 7 years old, and when I got to it in the garage to fix it up, it had 700 kilometers on the odometer. Yeah, so it's basically brand new, and luckily I didn't have it wasn't beyond repairing. There wasn't a lot wrong with it at all. I was told it was destroyed. I really did. I was told it was destroyed, but it wasn't. So I just brought this back to put it up on the wall here, because it's just a keepsake, you know, for registration. So funny. But it's registered now. I managed to get some people to do all the paperwork for me, had the smog testing done. So yeah, that's good. It's registered now. But there's so many unregistered motors on the road there, with expired plates and with full registration plates, and you can tell they have never ever been registered. You know, but that's the way it is over there. You can basically get a four-wheeler and register it. Anything that drives, you can register basically. So you see all sorts of stuff there, vehicles from China and homemade vehicles with number plates. As long as everything works, like brakes and lights and stuff, they don't care. They'll register it. They'll take your money. But the roads are so bad, you know, like top speed's probably like 80 kilometers per hour. Like that's the maximum I could get my motorbike up to. It's a XR125. Oh no, 150, sorry. It's a 150, but going up the mountains, it still has a bit of trouble with this boy on it. Definitely if it's loaded up with people, I can have sometimes up to 4 passengers on the back. But, you know, on the carnivore diet, you know, I've lost like 60 kilos, and it's made a huge difference to my life. So, maybe I'll do a clip on the carnivore diet. I know it's not automotive, but honestly, it's miraculous the effect it has. I'm not diabetic anymore. I don't have high cholesterol, and I don't have high blood pressure anymore. And I've lost 60 kilos without trying to lose weight. So, pretty amazing stuff. If you're interested in that, let me know, and maybe I'll do a clip on it. Definitely will if people say they're interested in finding out more. So yeah, tomorrow I'll probably start. At first I need to clean up this mess. I'll get the camera to do a 360. There's been a lot of wind up here, and bits of leaves and crap got under the door and through the ridge cap. Yeah, so the floor's messy. I've got to clean up and vacuum. And I built a rush gate for the front of the property. So there's some stuff laying around because I just rush built a gate before we left. But I'm happy to be back, but I also would have liked to stay a bit longer. because just to get more maintenance on the house done, and to basically, it would have been nice to just have a week or two to just sit on my ass there and do nothing, or go out and maybe with my wife take the motorbikes for a long ride, maybe even a few day ride. But we did nothing like that. I didn't even get my teeth fixed while I was there, man. I was that short on time, and I was that exhausted, and because I worked so hard, I hurt so much, and I went through my painkillers too quick. Yeah, it was a bit of a cluster. Yeah, very disappointed with the work done. Very disappointed. Even while we were there, we had some people do some work and on the plumbing outside, and I asked them to connect pipes, and they connected the pipe, and then I had to go and fix it up because they didn't glue the joints, right? So I wanted to pressurize them a little bit, fill them up with water, and I couldn't, so I had to redo all the downpipes. And when I did that, I tripped over a pipe that he was supposed to connect to the septics, and basically they just buried it in the ground. It was fake. He hadn't done the job. It was shocking. I also asked him to put P-traps in, and he never returned, so I'm quite disappointed. He put in a door upstairs so I could access the roof, but it doesn't close. The hand thing doesn't lock into the frame, so when there's wind it just blows open. So I didn't have time to fix that, so I put a bar through the handle to stop the wind from blowing the door open. He's supposed to fix a manhole in the roof, and that leaks, and it just goes on and on. Yeah, I don't want to have people working on the house again there, if we can at all help it. It'll just have to wait until I go back. The workmanship there is shocking, absolutely shocking. When they first come, they do a great job, but then they slacken off and they get greedy. Yeah, so yes, but you know, it's over, it's done, it's forgiven. I don't care anymore. What's done in the past is done, and you know, Yahweh, a great Father, He tells us to forgive, and I do. So it's over for me. Many jobs we had done by different people were done badly, like the bore. We had a bore put in, and they pumped from it before they put fill in, so the clay collapsed up against the casing, and I asked them to put in lots of horizontal cuts as a screed, and they put in vertical cuts, long vertical cuts. So when the clay collapsed, you can imagine a pipe with vertical cuts. It just choked it, and those cuts closed up, and also the pump can't go down there because it doesn't fit anymore because the cuts crushed the pipe. And very expensive. It all costs a lot of money, and it's just so our parents can have water. And it's a complete failure. The bore is a complete failure. I've got professionals in with the machine, but as soon as they have the money, they just don't care, right? And I asked someone, he offered to supervise the job, but then I find out he was never there, so he couldn't tell me they're not cutting it correctly because he wasn't there. It was already done by the time he popped his head in sometimes. So that's life. We are blessed to